Live from Cullman, Alabama, Premier Bank presents Wake Up Cullman.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Jacob Murphy.
I'm Natalie Bonner.
And again, welcome to another exciting episode of Wake Up Cullman. So, I was wondering, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm better, yes. 2 shots later, I am better.
The good shots, not the shots that normally get you in trouble.
No. The good shots.
The good shots. The kind that are prescribed and given to you by a physician who has spent many a year in training, which is always much better than the guy who hasn't spent many a year or the waitress that hasn't spent many of year.
Have you ever had an antibiotic shot, though?
I have, and they're not fun.
Oh, my gosh. She literally gave me the shot, and it took like a minute to have the shot done. And then for 3 minutes afterward, at least, it just felt like the needle was still there. It was just horrifying.
I think your body was adjusting to the fact that you had a 14-inch needle injected somewhere into your body.
Is that really how?
But the fact that her face was that scared is the best.
I never looked at the needle.
No, it's not that large. It is a larger needle sometimes, and it's not the length that you have to worry about. With my experience, sometimes they have to get thicker needles. So it's like a larger hole, like diameter, and it's weird. But I'm glad that you're feeling better. You do seem a bit perkier today. That's always better.
Just the steroids.
Yeah, definitely learn from us. Take the advice of stay warm, keep dry. Make sure you're taking
vitamins,
that kind of stuff
water,
because you do not want to be in the same situation as she is. She's got a lot of health problems happening right now. Nothing serious, nothing life-threatening or anything like that. But we do want you guys to definitely stay safe and stay healthy because the last thing anybody wants is to wake up one day and feel absolutely miserable because that is always the worst.
And even if you feel like you have maybe like some sinus issues, I don't think it would hurt to go to the doctor if you have health care or you can afford to do so. Because if not, I've just put it off in the past before, and it's escalated into something terrible like bronchitis that I had for like 2 months. So if you're one of those people that just are gun shy about going to the doctor, just maybe bite the bullet this time and just go ahead.
Absolutely. And again, we all understand doctor's office can sometimes be tedious or a little annoying because of the wait times and such, but it is worth it. The reason they are so busy, and I only say this because I worked for a doctor's office for a while, they are trying their best, I promise you. No one's just sitting back there doing nothing. It is very easy to get distracted in a doctor's office, especially when you have 90,000 jobs that you're supposed to do.
Right.
So have patience with them. They will help you, and trust us, you will thank them in the outcome because they can catch things well in advance and make things a lot less miserable for you. So
right. On a side note, have you seen that they've put the Publix letters up?
Yes, that is exciting.
I know. I'm so
that
excited.
Much more time. And in that shopping center, I don't know if anybody's realized, the way it's working out is that the Ulta, or where I presume the Ulta is going to be, that building has actually been separated into 2 buildings.
Really?
So that corner next to Dick's Sporting Good is now 1 door and then a wall and then another dual glass door. And it would be very confusing for the Ulta to be that large and to have 2 sets of doors right there in the front.
So you think they're going to put something smaller in there?
Possibly. The Panera Bread would go in the corner one. The Ulta, if I remember anything like these stores, they're usually rectangular buildings with a back, and they have lines of shelves. That would make sense for the farthest left building, and then the one on the right is still open. There's also the old Radio Shack that used to be up there that is still an eligible building, so I'm kind of excited to see where some of these go.
I know, me too. Well, Dick's Sporting Goods is opening on the 11th.
Yes.
They have a 3-day weekend that they're going to be doing.
Grand opening that they're going to be doing, and remember they will have
Not
prizes.
Not a weekend, 3-day grand opening.
Yes. Well, it is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so it's kind of a weekend. But they are having door prizes. Remember, the first 100 people there get a chance at the gift locker, so you don't want to miss out on that. There's a ton of cool stuff going on. They're going to have prizes and stuff going through.
And just FYI, we don't have a date for Publix's opening, but just stay tuned for that.
Absolutely. Now on to a subject that we like to talk about a little more. We like to remind you, in speaking of businesses, about the awesome things that our sponsors get to give us every day. And these are cool prizes that I enjoy because it's food value, and food value is always good. So let's take a look at what those prizes are for today. All right. Well, Bojangles has graciously given us a sausage biscuit to give to you. By giving us, I mean giving you. And Steel Orchard's free bag of apples. These are 20 varieties of apples that you can pick from. And these are hand-picked. They're all in a wonderful little wooden basket for you, so you can definitely go grab those. Those are awesome.
Holidays are coming up, apple pie.
Definitely. And then the Mad Dog Mike's Famous Family Barbecue Pack. That's a pound of meat, 2 16-ounce sides, and 4 buns. So you do not want to miss these prizes. These are fantastic. But remember, the only way you can win these prizes is to go on our Facebook page, find our sponsor of the day, and give us a call at 256-734-7399. You do not want to miss the prizes. I'm telling you, every day people get
Yes, I know. It's wonderful. And, think about how much you could save just by giving us a phone call. I know if I go through Jack's, it's going to be at least $5. So there you go, free sausage biscuit at Bojangles.
Yeah,
seriously. Who would not want that?
Jam, biscuits, great combo.
Well, now it's time for our Facebook friend of the day. And our Facebook friend of the day is going to be Elizabeth Randall, and she likes Shakira and Buddy the Elf. We would like to give Elizabeth a free large barbecue sandwich from Mad Dog Mike's Famous Barbecue.
Absolutely. And now for another event that I absolutely enjoy covering. The Sweet Potato Festival is coming up, and again, we can't stress to you enough how entertaining that place is. You do not want to miss going to that. Again, that's this year.
This year, are you sure?
Yeah, well, it's the
Are
September.
You sure?
I'm hoping it's this year, because if we're talking about an event,
it's Labor Day weekend. It's
yes,
this
weekend, the
We
5th,
are
6th,
very
and the
excited.
7th. Yes, and we have a lot of cool things going on. We got food vendors. We got a car show. It is at Sportsman's Lake Park. You've never been there. It's a wonderful area. I'm excited. It's supposed to be good weather. It's supposed to be calm weather. Mostly, it's partly cloudy that day, I think. So that'll be pretty mild.
It's going to be great, and you just can't beat those, Cullman County sweet potatoes. So
absolutely.
We're very excited.
Yeah, and some of the other things that will be going on there are, including the fact that they have freshly homegrown sweet potatoes there, which are brought to you by the Cullman County Sweet Potato Growers, which I did not know was an organization, but that it is, and that's awesome. There's seriously an organization dedicated to just growing sweet potatoes here in Cullman.
And here's just a little lineup for Saturday. From 10 to 12, Winston Ramble. From 12:30 to 1:30, there will be a Pepsi chugging contest and a tater pie eating contest.
I feel like I'm gonna need to buy so much Tums.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
I enjoy Pepsi as much as the next
That
guy,
is
so I'm probably gonna destroy that.
That is just fun though. That is a very fun contest. I would love to watch that.
So if you've never been, again, this is a wonderful opportunity for you and the family, because it is a wonderful family environment to go and hang out, meet some awesome local other Cullmaneers is what I'll call them.
Cullmanites.
We're Cullmanites.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Well, get on the bandwagon.
I feel like I'm going to have to go attack a tribe of Israel if I'm called like that, but okay.
I didn't know that.
No,
we're not Mouseketeers, we're Cullmanites. Jeez.
Who sits down and comes up with it? Okay,
no, it's like literally known throughout the community. If you disagree with us, go online and tell us. But
if you disagree with that, then you're probably right. That's just what I'm going to say. Alrighty, so we have a cool show coming on today. We have an awesome guest. We have Mr. Steve Sides with the Cullman County Housing Authority, and we're excited to talk to him because you've actually seen him on the show before. So we actually get to talk a little bit more in depth about what it is he does, and what it is that his position is. So if you'll join us again in just a moment, we'll be right back with him. Stay tuned.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
Have you been online to see our brand new website? Go to mycullmantv.com. There you can find links to see a live stream, notes from today's shows. You can meet our sponsors and even meet us here at the station. But don't forget about that Meet the Sponsors link. There you can see advertisements from the sponsors that help keep us on the air. You can also click on the links to go to these sponsors' web pages. My Cullman Television. Let's discover Cullman together.
Hi, I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
Alrighty, and we are back with Mr. Steve Sides of the Housing Authority. So thank you for coming on the show today. It's great to have you.
Appreciate you asking.
Yes, sir. So, this is kind of a position that I don't think a lot of people have a lot of knowledge of, and I think it's finally time that we shed a little light on not exactly what you do, but more of what exactly the Housing Authority's purpose is. And I think that we would like to start off with just asking, what exactly do you do with the Housing Authority?
Sure, we provide low rent housing or rental assistance with the Section 8 program to those who qualify, and there are income limits. You can make too much money to be eligible, and rent's based on income, so it makes it very affordable for anyone who's needing the assistance.
Now, do you mind walking us through the way that someone would apply for this kind of housing?
Sure, you'd come in, get an application. We take applications the third week of each month, so you can pick them up anytime, but we just take them back in that third week. You'd complete that application. We need information such as Social Security cards, driver's license, birth certificates, proof of income. If you're drawing a Social Security disability check, we just need that award letter. We'll process that information. We'll do a criminal history check. Everything's okay. We put you on a waiting list.
Alrighty, and after someone gets on that waiting list, what's the normal wait time for housing?
The waiting list is based on bedroom size. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom apartments. The 1 bedroom list is 6 to 8 months. The 2 bedroom list is somewhere maybe 3 or 4 months. The 3 bedroom list is around 3 months, and 4 bedroom could be, those are strange animals. We don't have a lot of them. We either have a lot of empties at one time or we have no empties for a long time. So they kind of come in bunches. So it could be a couple of weeks or a couple of months.
Now, how is rent determined? I know it's dependent upon how much you make, but
Right.
how is that factored?
It's income based. It is 30% of your gross income, not net, but gross. And then we subtract a utility allowance from that. So we also give you some help with your utilities. And then if you're are elderly or disabled, you will have deductions for any medical expenses that you have.
Now, would that be, like, say I wanted to move into a 3-bedroom house or a 3-bedroom apartment versus a 1-bedroom apartment, would my rent still be the same?
Well, if it's just you, you couldn't do that because you have to qualify for the family members in the family.
Right.
So
say you have a single mother with kids.
Right.
Would
Maybe
the
she's
same-
in a 2-bedroom and kids get older and wants to go to a 3-bedroom. Well, actually, the rent would go down a little bit.
Wow.
Because the utility allowance is higher for a 3-bedroom than it is for a 2, and rent and utility allowance are kind of inverse to each other. The bigger the bedroom size, the higher the utility allowance, so the better that helps your rent.
Her rent amount based on her income would not change should she pursue either a 2 or a 3-bedroom house
No,
or apartment. I keep calling it house, but apartment.
Yeah. If they make $1,000 a month, 30% of that is $300 utility allowance. Just say $100, so your net rent would be $200. That's a 1-bedroom. That's a 4-bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
The only variance there would be the utility allowance. What difference that would be. And again, the bigger the apartment, the higher the utility allowance is, and lower your rent would be.
Got it. Okay. Very nice.
Alrighty, and with these kind of housings, I can only imagine that you get a lot of applications. Do you have a specific type of family that you try to aim towards when it comes to placing them?
We don't. We are in a lucky position that we don't have to market our units. We have the waiting list. It's just, we just welcome anyone that has a need to come in and fill out the applications. Be proactive. Don't realize next month I'm going to have to move and I need to fill out this application because it's going to take us 3 months to get to you. So as soon as you think you might have a need, come fill out the application. Just because you fill out an application doesn't obligate you. So if you fill out an application and something happens and we get to you before you're ready, just say, well, I want to pass, just moving back to the bottom of the list, and when you work back up, we'll make another offer.
Now, there are other apartments in town that claim to offer low-income-based rent.
Right.
Now, do they work with you?
They don't work with us. HUD has 100 different programs, and about 10 or 12 of them are rental assistance programs. Public housing is one of them. Section 8 is the way it's commonly known. HUD's tried to rename that as Housing Choice Voucher. But that, the Section 8 program, and there's a 202 program, I think, that some of these other apartment complexes have that can offer rental assistance. Like Vigo Village has 16 of their units are available for rental assistance.
Wow.
So, and then there are other apartment complexes that they are built with tax credits, and they're all rental assistance. So, but with us, we have a Section 8 program. There's 320 apartments in public housing. We've got 630 residents in those. We have 140 vouchers right now in the Section 8 program with people we're able to assist. That is where you can live in another location. You have another landlord, and we give you rental assistance there. So if your rent's $500, and there's a calculation in Section 8, just like in public housing, it's about 30% of your income. If that ends up working out that we pay $300 and you pay $200, so the landlord gets his $500, but it's coming in from two different sources.
Yes, sir. So again, to recap, Section 8 is a program that people that needed assistance in their rent expenses can actually go and choose a home, and as long as the location itself is eligible, they can choose that.
Eligible Section 8 properties can be, we've got some of the apartment complexes in town that are eligible. We have private landlords that are eligible that we have a list of. It's not an exclusive list. Any landlord who wants to be on the Section 8 program can be on it. We just have to inspect their property, and it has to pass inspection. The inspection is geared toward the city building code. So if for some reason something doesn't pass inspection, and usually it's the smoke detector, it has to be a hardwired battery backup smoke detector. Typically you don't put those in apartments.
Right.
But for city inspection, which is our inspection, you have to have that. If the landlord wants to make that improvement, he can be an eligible property. It's at the landlord's discretion. If they don't want to make that improvement, that's fine. We just can't use him as a Section 8 landlord. And then it's up to those, and the landlord is still, and this is a misnomer about Section 8, the landlord is still in control of his rental. He controls who he rents to. It's an arrangement where we have a contract with the landlord. We have a contract with the resident. The landlord has a lease with the resident. So he's the lease enforcer. He's the one that selects his tenants. All we do is assist with rent.
Sir, now, with these types of homes, do you know what the average turnover is for these kind of homes?
Section 8 is kind of a different animal too. We are contracted with HUD to have 181 vouchers that we can assist 181 families. About 8 years ago, that program became a money-driven program. Well, HUD says, well, no, here's X number of dollars, help as many people as you can. Well, we've got 140 people on the program. We can help up to 181, but we don't have the money to help 181. 8 years ago, our average assistance payment was $170. Now it's $250. Wow. So when you get 140 people on a program, and you've got $80 difference, that makes a big impact on how many people you can help. And some of that's the economy. You know, when the economy went bad, in 2008 or so, and people got either lost jobs or the hours were cut back, and that's another advantage of public housing as well. We can adjust your rent to your income. So you tell us your hours are cut, we come in, make the adjustment, verify it. and you may be paying $150 this month, and you'll go down to $50 next month because your incomes are being reduced.
Which
for
keeps
whatever
people
reason.
from having to relocate just
Sure.
because of job inavailabilities.
No, well, and that's one thing we try to do, and we work with tenants. We try to preserve the tenancy. You know, we don't house people so we can evict them, and we have strict rules. In my philosophy, everything in life's a trade-off. So yes, you can live in public housing. You can get those benefits, but we have a much stricter rules you have to follow, and we enforce those rules.
Yes, sir. Now, are you, or is your organization or your area actually partnered with any others to sort of help families in that sense, like any food programs or?
We try to. We have a little card of churches and like St. Vincent de Paul, this food bank and offers assistance that we give out to applicants as well as our residents if they need help.
So there is tons of different programs out there available to people who need it, not only through housing, but for, again, you stated food banks and that kind of thing. So for any help that they possibly could need, they could probably find someone within a relative distance to help them out.
Oh, absolutely. And public housing has a bad misnomer about it. Most people in public housing are there because of situations and circumstances. No one grows up with the ambition of living in public housing. So it's our job to make it available, make it decent, safe, and sanitary. I think anyone would be happily surprised at the quality of our apartments. The first ones were built in 1952, so we've got apartments 60 years old.
Wow.
And they're maintained well. We get capital fund grants each year, roughly about $500,000 to do the maintenance and upgrades to those apartments. So we're proud of what we have.
Well, we are so happy that you have this asset to offer to the Cullman community. Now, where can someone go to fill out an application? Where is the Cullman Housing Authority located?
Our office at 408 Cleveland Avenue, Southwest, across the street from CED, just behind Dollar General there on 278 West.
Okay.
Our phone number is 256-734-6171, and they can call and we will help out in any way that we can.
Okay. Do y'all have a website address as well?
We do not have a website yet. We're working on that. We have a Facebook page that we don't look at nearly enough, but we're trying to do some things to get on, have that digital footprint available to us. So,
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Mr. Sides, we absolutely appreciate you coming on the show. I'm glad to have learned a little bit about the Housing Authority.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Especially since
It
it's
really
a program that is indeed designed to help people. It's not there, I think, again, as stated, there's kind of a stigma to it as kind of a punishment almost for certain situations that have come in life, and it's actually there specifically to help people work through these kind of problems, and we really appreciate that. We would hope that you would come back on the show, maybe
Absolutely.
when, list a couple of housing development kind of stuff. So we look forward to seeing you again. And if you'll join us again in just a moment, we will be right back. Stay tuned.
Have you been online to see our brand new website? Go to mycullmantv.com. There you can find links to see a live stream, notes from today's shows. You can meet our sponsors and even meet us here at the station. But don't forget about that Meet the Sponsors link. There you can see advertisements from the sponsors that help keep us on the air. You can also click on the links to go to these sponsors' web pages. My Cullman Television. Let's discover Cullman together.
I'm Pat Moody with the Mortgage Center. Over the past 16 years, we've helped thousands of Cullman County residents with their mortgage needs. During these challenging times, we still stand ready to help the people of Cullman County with their mortgage needs. With rates at record lows, there is no better time to buy or refinance your existing mortgage. Let's work together in these difficult times to make it better. The Mortgage Center.
And now, we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
Fire,
accident, storm. They all happen in Cullman County, and for 3 generations, Night Free Insurance has been there for you. Continuing today with Elliott and Westcott Free, customizing your life, home, auto, and business insurance with companies like Auto Owners, State Auto, and Southern Guarantee. Call Westcott, Elliott, Judy, Tina, Angie, or Nelda. Night Free Insurance, where people are the difference.
And welcome back. So, we always like to talk about the things, and I'm really glad that we got to learn about the Housing Authority.
Me too.
Because honestly, I would have never known that that was a kind of program that existed. And I would have always, I kind of was slumped in with the people that believed it to kind of be like, oh, government housing, which I really don't think that's the same thing. I think that government-assisted housing and the Housing Authority are 2 totally different organizations that you can help with. And I'm really glad to know that this kind of organization like the Housing Authority is there to assist people in Cullman who need it, because with the economy the way it has been, no job is guaranteed. You can wake up one day and walk in and they just don't have the funds to give you anymore, and it's nice to know that there is assistance there for people who need it, especially when it's already an unstable home for a child or something like that. You can get some security behind you. That's always a...
Yes, absolutely. It's just a wonderful asset that we have in our community, and we spoke to Mr. Seitz earlier, and we said, some people may have this misconception that the housing that Cullman could provide is kind of overrun with felons or drugs or anything like that, and he made sure to attest to the fact that they absolutely have a zero tolerance policy for that. If it's even heard of, they'll go in and check, and if they find anything, you're immediately evicted. So they do the best job that they can do, and it is just like any other apartment complex. There are things that happen, but they do a wonderful job of helping everybody over there and just maintaining that area.
Absolutely. So again, if you, the viewing audience, if you know anybody that could use this kind of help, or if you yourself are in need of this kind of help, that is a wonderful program to definitely look into. And it might really be the thing that could put you, back into a financially stable place. It might really help. Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Well, speaking of helping and financially stable, I am neither of those things, neither helpful nor financially stable. But you know what we do have? We do have awesome prizes that I mentioned earlier in the show. So let me go ahead and reiterate the fact that you need to check out the Facebook page and find out who the sponsor of the day is and give us a call so you can win the prizes I mentioned. Now, here's the thing. We understand that not everybody has Facebook, so we like to offer a little help in leeway of that. If you're just hearing us or you're watching us this morning, here's a small hint that might help push you in the direction of finding out who the sponsor of the day is so you can give us a call. So the hint for today is which one of our sponsors offers take and bake pizzas. Now you should know this. I've mentioned it, and also remember that you can grill them. So it's take and grill too.
And that's a newly added asset that this place has
added to their arsenal there. But again, that's 256-734-7399. Give us the call, win those awesome prizes. We'll have them waiting for you. Alrighty, well, with the things going on in the world today.
Yes, we do. The Roman Catholic Church has decided to let priests forgive women who have had abortions. In a letter published by the Vatican on Tuesday, Pope Francis stated that the Catholic Church will grant priests the right to forgive the sin of abortion. They will have this power of forgiveness in the upcoming Holy Year of Mercy, beginning in December. The Catholic Church considers abortion a serious sin and can be grounds for excommunication from the Church. Pope Francis stated that he is aware of the social pressure leading to abortions and that many women do not comprehend the implications of terminating a pregnancy. He also alluded to the power of God's forgiveness for when people are remorseful for what the Church views as their sin. And this decision is the latest in a series of efforts from the Pope to focus on inclusion. Last month, Pope Francis called the Church to embrace Catholics who have divorced and remarried, stating that these people always belong to the Church. So divorce and remarriage is something that has not been allowed by the Catholic Church and has been ground enough for excommunication for that as well. So these efforts from the Catholic Church are meant to encourage Catholics to follow the example of God and by being forgiving and loving rather than judging and condemning.
Which is, again, one of the, in terms of stigmas that we continue to mention on the show, the Catholic Church has always been known as one of the harsher in terms of rules. Now, that is not true across the board, But when people associate the Catholic Church with anything, they associate the Catholic Church kind of in the same way that we consider Judaism, with a very strict rule set. Now,
Right.
there are some leeway with certain rules, but again, you normally think of that tradition of following these rules all the time. And in my experience and what knowledge I do have, Pope Francis has been kind of the game changer for that. He has been very popular with a lot of people because of his open-mindedness to things, and a lot of people were very iffy on how they felt about that. But it is interesting to see how Pope Francis has handled certain situations, how openly friendly he is with the general public.
Yes, and he's just a really all-around great guy. You know, whatever your stance is on whether or not you believe that, you know, Pope Francis saying that people that are divorced or, you know, remarried or have had an abortion, no matter your stance on it, forgiveness is certainly never a bad thing. So,
absolutely.
But moving on, in entertainment news, we have a new reason to love Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Now, again, Guardians of the Galaxy was a Marvel movie that was released, and to some extent, based on a comic series that came out of the 80s. It was about a ragtag team of intergalactic people that come together to stop evil. It's the same old good guys versus bad guys, and they're all, ragtag team of individuals. There are specific characters that were different for this type of movie set. There's a female strong lead alien lady that is, awesome. She destroys half the people in the show. There's Chris Pratt, who people know from Parks and Recreation, playing Star-Lord, who's the main cast member. There is Dave Bautista came in to play Drax the Destroyer. He's the large greenish guy that breaks things. Bradley Cooper played a raccoon, and Rocket Raccoon, the talking, wisecracking raccoon. And Vin Diesel, whose character we are focusing on here, played a gentleman or a creature named Groot. And Groot is a 9-foot tall talking tree guy, and he can only say, "I am Groot." That's it. If you listen to all of his dialogue in the entire movie, every statement he makes for the entire 2 hours of the film is, "I am Groot."
Wow.
End. Huh. This boy has actually, Sawyer Dunlap has dysphaxia, a disorder that affects speech and can impair motor skills, memory, and other cognitive abilities for life. Until recently, the only thing Sawyer could say was "bah." That was it. This is until the family watched Guardians of the Galaxy during their family movie night. In this movie was, again, the character named Groot, and he is voiced again by Vin Diesel. He's a tree-like superhero who is limited in only saying a few words, and again, that is Groot, and I am Groot. The character changed Sawyer's life. Sawyer immediately loved Groot and began to mimic him, and eventually became able to say Groot. Groot uses the same phrases but with different inflections, and people understand him through that, and Sawyer learned this. Sawyer's teachers have noticed that he is more eager to speak in his pre-kindergarten speech class. He also attributed this change to Groot. So Sawyer's dad, the Guardians director, all of these people are coming together, and they're thanking Groot's character for impacting his life because he is able to continue to work on his speech. He is changing inflection with how he says what few words he can now.
Yeah.
He is.
And for those parents out there that, your child has some speech impediment or anything like that, they're always looking for some educational DVD or some teacher out there that can help, and of course they always help. But you never know, just by sitting down and having a family movie night, what could happen. So.
Absolutely. And it's an amazing thing, especially for a character as simple as that. This is not the first time Vin Diesel has played a character that has helped people. I remember a few years back, he played a character called the Iron Giant, and apparently that was a huge hit. I was actually like 5 when it came out. That was, again, Vin Diesel playing those characters that say little to nothing.
And they, you don't always have to say a lot to have a lot of impact.
That's very true. Very true. Alrighty, and in local news, the Cullman City School Board is seeking everyone's input on upcoming changes in its planning. Cullman City Schools are currently putting together a long-term 5-year plan. The purpose of making this new plan is to define the school system's priorities, goals, and strategies used to ensure the next 5 years and beyond are as successful as possible for the students, teachers, parents, and administrators. The Cullman City Schools have formed a strategic planning team, kind of like the Pentagon team that you would hope would be put together. This is a small group that has developed an online survey meant to give voice to everyone involved in the Cullman City School system, including parents, recent graduates, staff, and other members of the community. The strategic planning team stated that their plan was to help prepare for the future challenges and opportunities. So again, they're opening their opinions to everyone. Again, future and past graduates, anyone and everyone who has their hand or some sort of involvement in the Cullman City school systems is allowed to partake in this survey, which could potentially change a lot of things for students. For instance, it wasn't necessarily related to, but changes could include things like what they did with the lunches recently. That kind of thing could sort of play off of these kind of surveys.
And if you want to take that survey, you can go to surveymonkey.com /r/go_Bearcats, and we'll also have that available online.
I was really excited about that survey until I read that it was on surveymonkey.com. No, I'm kidding. But definitely go check that out. Again, if you want any sort of involvement, it is important not only with things like voting, but for things like this, for the community to become involved, because if you didn't partake in how it was made, and you didn't if you have the ability for active involvement and you choose not to, then we as citizens have no right to complain about how it is.
Right.
If you have the opportunity to make a change and do not, then you obviously don't want change.
It's just a survey. It'll take maybe, just
5 minutes tops.
Of your time.
Just long enough for you to get on your cell phone, look it up, click a few buttons, and go back. I mean, this is a very small thing that could potentially make a huge change for a lot of people, and it could really help a lot of students going forward. So that's definitely something you want to get a hold of and take advantage of while you still can.
Right, and Cullman City schools, much like Cullman County schools, are going through a lot of different changes. Interim Superintendent Dr. Susan Patterson, that job for city school superintendent has to legally be posted for 30 days, so that will have lots of new applications coming in, and then of course the school board will be looking over their candidates and selecting a permanent person for that position very soon. Dr. Patterson has done such a great job, and so we'll just see what happens with everything, but it's exciting that Cullman City Schools and Cullman County Schools have had a lot of growth and a lot of productive things that they've had happen this year. So
absolutely.
We're just proud
again,
of the direction that education is going in.
Absolutely. And we are always looking forward to seeing the improvements and seeing a lot of these young students make big changes in the community, because it really is the younger generation of people beyond ourselves. We've given up hope, and you've given up hope on us. But there is a lot of potential out there that can be honed and to make a lot of great changes, not only in our community, but the state to the country, and the country to the world. And we are very excited to see the growth of these young minds. Alrighty, so now...
Don't you say it's my favorite time.
It is my favorite time of the show.
It is not your favorite time.
It is my favorite time of the show. And it's the time of the show where I get to talk about the weather, so let's get that started today. And again, this is brought to you, like every day, by Mitch Smith Chevrolet. So make the switch to Mitch. Alrighty, looks like the average high for today is going to be 89, with the average low at 67. The record high, now this is the funniest one I've seen. The record high was set in 1953 at 99 degrees. Didn't even break the 100s, but the low was set at 50 in 1949. Sunset tonight's going to be at 7:10, getting those later days, and sunrise tomorrow is at 6:21 a.m. Alrighty, now we do have some pop-up showers heading over Florida. If you've paid attention to the weather overnight, you've seen a lot of rain happening there, so definitely want to be prepared for those kind of things. We're looking at a high of 86 today with a 10% chance of rain, so again, nothing too terrible. Just again, prepare yourself. 69 being the low tonight with another 10% chance of rain. Tomorrow, looking at a high of 89 with a 10% chance of rain. So we're looking at partially cloudy throughout the week, kind of warm. We do have a high 90 coming up, but again, it's middle to lower 80s throughout most of the week with a 50% chance of rain on Sunday. 60s, mid, upper 60s, looking for the lows at night. So again, we're looking at cooler nights, mid-warm days, and spots of weather here and there, but nothing too terrible. So that'll be exciting. We're finally starting to hit that fall weather. I guess I should go ahead and just grit my teeth and bear it. Get ready for the cold. I'm not excited at all.
At least we're going to have good weather for Labor Day.
We are, and that is exciting because I know a lot of people have some cool things planned.
Yeah, and July 4th got rained out.
And I did not even catch where they had redone the fireworks show. They did. I just didn't hear about it. So that's my fault. I apologize, Coleman. I failed you. But hopefully Labor Day turns out a lot better. Get out on the lake while you still can, while the water is still relatively warm. Mm-hmm. This is the last push for the summer. I think it's nature's way of giving us that last opening because it rained us out most of the last month. So definitely go out there and enjoy yourself. Take your families. Spend time with them because that's important. And if anything, just eat lots of food and nap. That's my best advice.
Check out the Sweet Tater Festival.
Yes, that is even better. Do that. Do that specifically. All right, well, if you'll join us again in just a moment, we will be right back, so stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
With classic bolognese behind you, there are racks of lamb ahead. There are tartlets to take on, and crazy knife skills to perfect. There is you and your muse, the appliance brand more chefs choose. Chefs choose KitchenAid for their homes more than any other brand. And when every machine does incredible things, there's so much more to make.
Sponsored by Pepsi.
Which is going to be at the Sweet Potato Festival at a contest.
And yes, you are correct. That will be at our Sweet Potato Festival happening this weekend, September 5th, 6th, and 7th. That's Labor Day weekend at Smith Lake Park. Admission is $3.
Small price to pay for some family fun. The Cookbook fundraiser brought to you by the Women of Faith Group Garden City Church of God is still going on. These are $12.50 each, and these proceeds benefit the church's food bank. For more information, please call Miss Rhonda Davis or Miss Patsy Kennedy.
And don't forget to turn here for savings. Discounts up to 40% with Catherine Morgan at State Farm. You can reach her at 256-734-4640.
The Candlelight Walking Tours are October 5th and October 6th. These are guided tours through downtown Cullman, beginning at the Cullman County Museum and the Fest Hall Market Plots. For more information, visit www.cullmanoctoberfest.com.
And the Alabama Gourd Festival will be held October 17th and 18th at the Cullman Civic Center. Admission is $3 and kids 12 and under are free. For more information, go to alabamagourdsociety.org.
And the rummage sale on October 23rd and 24th at the Cullman Fairgrounds is again brought to you by the Cullman Pilots Club. You do not want to miss this sale. It's going to have a very extensive lineup of items, so definitely check that out.
And Ben South's One-Liner Diner on the Southern Humor Highway. Definitely check that out for free belly laughs and food for thought. Saturdays at 10 a.m. That did begin on August 15th, so make sure you check their Facebook for details or call the Red Door Cafe at 256-734-0599.
And remember, that's every Saturday except for this Labor Day Saturday. And if you have a community billboard or would just like to reach us, you can get us at our webpage at mycolementv.com, email us at mycolementv@gmail.com, or phone us at 256-734-7399. Remember to like us on Facebook at My Cullman Television.
And again, we are sponsored by Pepsi. And wishing you a happy birthday, we have Leanne Conta George.
I like that name. Can't lie.
And we will do that weekly drawing on Friday where our winner will receive an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen.
Now, speaking of Dairy Queen ice cream cake, I love those things.
I do too. And if you have an anniversary, don't forget to get online and send that to us too. You'll receive a $15 gift certificate from the Candle Garden. And again, we will do that drawing on Friday as well, like we do every week.
Absolutely. And remember, if you haven't already found out, our sponsor of the day was indeed Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Pizza. They are located next to Yogurt Mountain near Heritage Park. And they do have new barbecue pizzas that you should definitely try. Remember, you can grill these now. I can't emphasize that enough. They're fantastic. And remember to like us on Facebook. Now, I tell you this every day, so I'm going to change my strategy on you here. We'd love to hear from you on Facebook, but again, we want more than just work-related. We want to know what's going on. How is your day going? What things do you want? She wants recipes. We want jokes. We want a community. It's all about you guys. We want to know what's going on.
And suggestions.
That too.
Actually, I should just go to Deb's.
That would also work. But we want to hear from you because we are very feedback driven, and the more you tell us, the more we can tell you. So definitely like us on Facebook. We can't stress that enough. Alrighty, so I think we've had a good day. I learned a lot.
I did too, yeah.
I learn a little every day, which is kind of nice, but I actually learned a lot about a thing that Cullman does that I was not aware of.
Yes, and you know, it's just nice to be informed of things that you may have been led to believe are not exactly the way that you thought they were. You know, a lot of people have that misconception about that certain area, and just talking with Mr. Sides, obviously they do an incredible job, and a lot of people just kind of, you know, run with their first impressions or
what they're told. By,
yeah,
you know, and
that's what I mean. But.
And it's kind of nice to really shed some light on that, especially for a lot of people who have always been kind of, I would say, afraid to do something like that, especially when they might need it, just out of the fear of what people might think about them. There's nothing more humbling than finding out that you are in need of assistance and then being, and I don't mean this in any negative light, almost being ashamed of having to ask for it.
Yeah.
These programs are designed to help you, and that is the point. And it's only a crutch if you let it be. If you are needing help, allow them to give it to you, because it's only a stepping stone towards recovery back into a financial situation that you can handle.
Yes, absolutely.
And a lot of us can
Could
speak
not
from
have said that
experience.
any better.
So definitely check out these programs if you need it. If you know anybody that needs it, feel free to encourage them to go and check these programs out, because they are there and they are, you know, for the community.
And tomorrow we have an amazing guest. We have Miss Judy Watts with Options. She actually sells a variety of different things in her store, but primarily her store is geared toward cancer patients that are currently undergoing treatment or have you know, survived, and now they're trying to put their life back together. And it's just a wonderful support team over there. They sell everything from wigs for cancer to all kinds of other certain great little items for you to have as you journey along on your road to recovery. So we're excited to have her, and we certainly can't wait to talk about everything that she has.
Absolutely. I'm excited to highlight some of the things that she might have, because again, you never know. These are subjects that touch a lot of people and a lot of lives.
And they don't even have to personally touch you. You can just know someone and you know, obviously push them in that direction to go check out her store. It's a great place.
Absolutely. And, you know, and I can't express my excitement, because I love organizations that help people like that.
Me too.
Alrighty. Well, I think today I am going to try to be productive. How about you?
I have no choice. I have to be productive.
I mean, outside of work, I'm probably going to like clean or mow grass or something.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Nothing?
No,
Nothing at all?
not today.
Okay, well, we know exactly who the lazy people are.
I've been sick. I have an excuse.
Yeah. Excuses. All right, well, I'm Jacob Murphy.
I'm Natalie Bonner.
And again, everyone here at My Cullman Television hopes you have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will definitely see you tomorrow morning.